Chapter 19, following the annual cycle of the Tanya series that we are doing. And here the Alter Rebbe continues talking about this natural love, which we call the Ava Misoteres, a hidden love that every Jew has, that we got as an inheritance from Hashem through our forefathers and their commitment to Hashem, the way they lived their life. And the question is, what is the nature of this love? And a person has to have both love and fear and awe of Hashem. So we see there's a natural love, but where's the fear within this love that a person should be able to live their life, and it's so close to be able to do all the mitzvahs, even the 365 negative commandments. So the Alter Rebbe explains here that the verse says that the soul of a person is the candle of Hashem. What is the connection between a soul and a candle? So just like a candle, if you look at the flame, it's always jumping upwards. Why is the candle jumping upwards, the flame? Because the flame wants to go to be included in its source, wants to go higher to be included in its source, the source of all light. What happens if the flame is successful in jumping up and being included in the source? That it will be removed from its source of being able to stay lit, and it will extinguish. And not only it will extinguish, but when it goes into its source, a small candle compared to the source of light, it's totally nullified. And yet the candle desires to always leave its existence and become nullified to be closer to its source and including the source. And so too the Jewish neshama, our soul. Our soul, its desire is to get closer to its source, to Hashem, to leave the physicality and to be closer and totally included in the source of all the spirituality, its source. And this is something that's beyond logic. It's not rational. Because rationally and logically, you want to stay, you want to remain, you want to be. And because this is the sign of Kedusha, of holiness. The sign of holiness is that it's nullified, that it feels its source and it's nullified to its source. As opposed to the idea of klipa, which klipa, as the words that Esav used when he was hungry, have, give. Klipa wants more. I want to be. I want my existence to be more real. I want me to feel myself more. I want to feel greater. I don't want to be nullified. I want to feel bigger. I want to feel greater. And therefore, people whose lives are led by klipa, rishayim, sinners, they're called dead. Even though they're alive, they're called dead because they're not connected to life. To be connected to life, you have to be connected to chachma, to wisdom. You have to be connected to kedusha, to holiness, to God. That's when you connect to life. But otherwise, you cut yourself off from life and you're figuratively called dead. So, if so, how does anyone sin? So this chachma, this highest attribute from which we've inherited the emunah, the faith in Hashem and the love to Hashem, is an exile in a person who sins. So through us starting to do sins, we start exiling and we can hide the extension of chachma that extends throughout the rest of the person and all the other attributes within the person. And therefore it's called a hidden love, because it can get hidden through our behaviors and our actions. But it can never be fully hidden, because the moment that emunah, our faith, is challenged, which is the essence of what chachma is, faith, not the extension of the love of Hashem and the mitzvahs that we do, etc. But when our faith is questioned, all of a sudden, all of the cover-ups are gone. Because when our faith can never be in exile, our faith has no opposition to it. It's alive, it's strong. So when our faith is questioned, even someone who had no connection to Judaism on a daily basis, but when their faith is challenged, all of a sudden the chachma itself, the place, the seat of the love and the faith, is challenged. It can never be hidden. And it comes out, and it always, or generally, will win over everything else, because nothing can stand in its place. It has no real opposition. And this is where the idea of yira, of fear, comes in as well. Because what happens if your faith is challenged and you say, listen, I'll just go through the motions, but I really still believe in Hashem. So your love to Hashem is there, your faith is there, but somehow you're going to go through the motions of idol worship. But yet we do not. Because when the people stand up to those who want to make them abandon their faith in Hashem, their connection to Hashem, they do it even when they don't mean it. So why aren't they just going through the motions? Because within this love lies a fear of Hashem. And the fear and awe of Hashem is that I can never go against Hashem, even for a moment, even in an action. So this love that's hidden within every one of us, that exists in every one of us, has a love and a component of fear as well, which is what holds us back from doing anything against God. And this is the nature of the love that we have, and why it is that someone who has no connection to Judaism, but when they're pushed against the corner to abandon their faith, all of a sudden they become as committed as the most religious and observant Jew. This is chapter 19. To see our other videos and chapters, go to the Chabad of the Town YouTube channel.